Hey everybody, welcome back to Fyr's Frontier. And since the last episode, ladies and gentlemen, I have done, well, pretty much nothing. I've done a little bit here though that I want to kind of show you guys. So I went ahead and went through some of our shulker boxes and I decided I think I have a color scheme I kind of like, and I want to show you guys what this color scheme is. So starting on the right, we have the green shulker box, which is going to be our valuables box. So things like our elytra, which I have not done anything with, don't plan on doing anything with just yet. Dragon head, diamonds, efficiency 5, fortune 3 pickaxe, and other stuff as well that we think is valuable will go in this box. So look forward to that. In the past, I've had this as like a blue box or something like that, but I think a green box is a lot more fitting for this world for some reason. Not really sure why. Next, we have the red box. It is our rocket box. I have a few rockets already, about 6 stacks of tier 1 rockets. So we've got a little bit to get us started once we get our elytra in unbreaking and mending, which will take a little bit. So I'm not going to use the elytra till then. There's really no point. I'll just do what I've been doing this entire time. So don't worry about that, guys. Then we have our orange shulker boxes, and these are actually going to be specialty boxes for blocks. So they'll all be named a different block. I have one here that's for cobble and another that is for oak. So we'll have more like stuff for spruce, stuff for stone brick, etc., as we go on. The yellow shulker box will be for glass and or sand. We'll have several of these as well, probably one dedicated to glass, one dedicated to sand. I just think it's easier that way. And we'll probably have one dedicated to sandstone as well, I'm thinking, because there's a lot of uses for sandstone, especially in the new update that's coming up. And last but not least, in our blue shulker boxes, we have our project boxes P1, P2, P3, and onwards and upwards from there. I just haven't named and done anything with any more of them. So these are going to be for our large scale projects, things like builds, things like farms, things like portals. If we need a ton of resources and I just want to dump things into a box for later use, that's what these blue shulker boxes, which will be named P1, P2, P3 through, P50, P100, whatever it is, those will be named and whatnot. So that should be a lot of fun to have. And currently that's all I have for a color scheme. If you guys have any suggestions for colors I should have for other shulker boxes, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. I will be absolutely fantastically happy to see some suggestions. These I kind of came up with off the top of my head. I couldn't really think of anything better, so I figured this was a good start, and then we'll just kind of build from here. So that's sort of where I want to go with that. As you can see over here, I've also planted some of these chorus fruits. They're starting to grow, which is pretty cool. I think this one's actually, this one's actually ready already. Jeez, I just planted this maybe 10 minutes ago, maybe? I don't know. But it wasn't very long ago. But I also read you guys' feedback about this bridge. Seems that you guys like the bridge. I'm really hoping that you actually like the bridge. But one thing to note about this, you'll probably notice that the planks are a little bit different. These are still jungle planks. You'll notice that some other textures right now are a little bit different, and that is because I am now using, and what we will be using from here on out, the new version of the new default texture pack, version 3, I believe. It changed a few things. It changed the wood primarily. As you can see, it has more of like a, I can't really compare it, but it has more of like a worn down look to it. So that, I mean, I kind of like it. I know people who don't like it, so it's a personal preference, I guess, but this is what I want to use since I do like using default in general. This is what I want to use moving forward for this series and whatnot. As you can see, the logs are different as well. I kind of like these logs. I like them more than the previous ones. I don't know if I like them as much as the original logs, but I do like them more than the previous ones. So I've kind of just gotten used to this pack as well, to be honest. I've been playing with it a lot recently. And other worlds and stuff, so this is kind of normal to me, and I think it looks good enough. Oh, and also the cactus. Huge change to these things. I've gotten used to it. At first I hated it, now I think it's okay, but let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think about this as well. I think that they're alright. Like, I guess they kind of look a little more like cactus now. Like real life cactus, so I guess that makes sense, probably, maybe. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, with that out of the way, today's episode is actually not going to be what you're expecting. It's not about the villager breeder. We're not going to get that thing up and running today. Today, I actually want to hit a topic that I haven't hit in quite a long time. It'll be more of a talky episode, I think, today. I've got a few things on my mind that I think I want to talk about, and some follow-ups that you guys might be interested in terms of this series and what all is going to be happening. So I've talked about it a little bit, but I think it's a nice follow-up. If you guys have followed any of my previous single player series, you'll probably know the topic. I've already done 2 parts to this, and this is sort of like a mini series that I do between series. It's kind of weird. It's sort of unintentional, but it's fine. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Anyways, guys, we're gonna be working on this thing right here, this river right here, while we're talking. I actually started this quite a long time ago. It's been a few months, I think, since I last worked on this. Essentially, what's happening here, this used to be all a connected land right here. I want to take this river, connect it up to here, and then back here, you will probably see I've been doing some digging. I haven't done digging here in a long time, but there's another river back here that I want to connect this up to. So I think this is a pretty cool project. It makes sense, and it gives me an opportunity to work on a custom river. I don't typically get I don't get opportunities like this very often, so I think it's a pretty nifty little opportunity that I want to work on today and see if we can get something done at least on it. At least get some progress, get some water flowing through there instead of it just being a whole bunch of stone that, quite frankly, it doesn't look very good. So hopefully we can get that working today. And while we talk about our topic, so let me go ahead, guys, get some things together, start working on this river, and I will see you all with a bit of a talky episode in just a moment. So I'm sure you all can probably already tell by the title what this topic is about. This is Solving Inconsistency Part 3. I've done a few previous episodes of this. It's sort of a mini series I do spread out between series, apparently. That's sort of how it's been turning out. But if you're looking for the previous episodes, I will link them down in the description as well as in the top right hand corner. But they are White's Wonders Minecraft World, episode 103. That was the first part that I made. That was also my first ever Minecraft Survival Singleplayer Series. And then part 2 was made in White's World, episode 28. One of the last episodes I actually did before I ended the series. So actually, both of those episodes are kind of close to the end of the series. Interesting. But hopefully that's not the same thing for this time around. Anyways, if you guys are interested in that sort of thing, I will put links down in the description as well as in the top right-hand corner, that little icon thing, whatever it's called these days. I'll put the links there if you guys want to go back and check those out. But I want to talk today about not necessarily solving it in terms of trying to find a solution, but how I have started to realize what a solution is, and I want to get some feedback from you guys about it and see what you guys think about this whole idea as well, because I'm sure that there are places in your guys' lives where you are inconsistent, whether it is IRL, whether it is you are a YouTuber or a streamer or something like that, and you have been dealing with inconsistencies in that sort of department. And maybe you can learn a thing or two from me. Maybe I can learn a thing or two from you. So I think that this will be a pretty nice, hopefully last part to this mini series. This thing has been going on for too long, guys. It's it's a little weird. But what's been the cause? The causes are the main ingredient of figuring out, how you're going to solve this inconsistency. So for me, it boils down to 5 specific causes. Obviously, I'm busy in real life. A lot of you guys know this. I am a college student, and I have a pretty tough major. So for me, I do a lot of work. I have to do a lot of work. I don't know a lot of what I'm doing. I learn a lot of it in class. So for me, I have to study a lot and do a lot of homework in order to really keep up and keep good grades. Another part of it is a lack of discipline. A lot of times I'll be on my computer just watching YouTube, watching Twitch, watching whatever. And those times I could be using to be more productive in my life. So that is another huge cause. Another one that goes right with that is distractions, but not just on the computer, not just Twitch, not just YouTube. My phone is a huge distraction. And a little bit later, I'll get into some of my steps to fixing some of these problems I've been having. But I get on Twitter a lot. I get on YouTube. I'm sure a lot of you guys do the same thing. And it becomes a problem when you start spending hours and hours a day on your phone instead of, doing productive things that could really help you, especially when you're in an environment where you want to be very productive, like this environment, creating stuff for you guys. And because I really do enjoy this, but at the same time, I don't put the effort in that I should. So that is another major thing. Streaming is another major thing. If you guys don't know, I do stream. Link is down below. Subtle plug right there. But streaming has sort of become my main thing. I stream about 6 times a week. And so that means I sink, 20 hours a week into streaming that I used to only really sink maybe 4 hours a week into streaming. So those other extra 16 hours that I used to have for YouTube, I use for streaming now. So that is another huge factor into why it's become more difficult for me to stay sort of consistent with YouTube. And then of course there are those times of lack of motivation where you really just don't want to record a video, you're too tired, you just got done doing a bunch of homework, or you just want to relax for the evening or the morning or whatever it is. So that lack of motivation as well can play a huge factor. But with all those causes, I'm sure a lot of you guys have causes while you're hurriedly typing down in that comment section below. Yeah, these are my causes. I'm doing some of the same things. Here's some of my steps to fixing this stuff. That I've noticed in the past few months that I think are super important. I've been watching a channel. I think his name is Matt D'Avello. You may have seen him trending on YouTube a lot. He does a lot of minimalist videos and talk about his minimalistic lifestyle. And he does a lot of things about how to minimize distractions and how to stay focused, because he's an independent filmmaker, and that means 100% of his work is what he gets commissioned. That's his livelihood, and however much time he can spend on that every single week is how much money he's going to make and how productive he's going to be. So one of the videos I watched from him was about social media and how we're always on it, how we're always talking about it, how we're always looking at our phones or online. And there's this thing called a 30-day detox from social media. Essentially, you uninstall all social media apps, or whichever ones are the most hurtful for you or distract you the most, for 30 days. You don't even think about reinstalling them. You leave them off your phone. You don't touch them for 30 days. You come back after 30 days and you reinstall them and you see what happens. For most people, they no longer have that urge, because for a lot of people, social media, just like for me, social media is an addiction. You know, you want to get on, you always want to see what's new, you always want to see what's happening, and that can be really hurtful if you want to be in a very productive environment. So one of the things I'll be doing over the next 30 days as of the release of this video, I have hopefully at this point already uninstalled Twitter, YouTube, possibly Instagram, and a few other things as well from my phone. And that means no matter where I go, I won't have the option, I won't have the ability to get onto Twitter, scroll through Twitter, to get onto YouTube, watch YouTube videos while I'm out and about. And that confines me to being on these things at home, in my room essentially, doing work and stuff for this YouTube channel and for streaming. Now, that can be a bad thing in terms of, well, what happens if I need to be contacted? But at the same time, there are also other outlets, and this will hopefully be good. I want to see if I can do it. I want to see if I can do a 30-day challenge. If you guys want to join me for this as well, you're more than welcome to. There are some social media apps that I'm not uninstalling. Things like that I don't really care for. I mean, I'll probably uninstall Facebook. I haven't been on there in ages. But things like Snapchat, Spotify I use a lot for running, so to me, that's not really an addiction. It's more of a thing that helps me stay motivated, along with a few other things that really I'm not addicted to. I just have them and I get on them occasionally. So, but the main ones for me are Twitter and YouTube. I looked at on my phone, and I looked at the battery usage for how long I spend in certain apps whenever my screen's on, and about 50% of the time that I'm on my phone, I'm on Twitter or YouTube, and it's about evenly split, like 25% between the two. So it was through that I realized that those are the two apps that drain the most amount of my time, and if I get rid of those apps, more than likely I'll be more productive. Maybe not 100% more productive, but more productive in some aspects just by uninstalling Twitter and YouTube. And I'm not the first one to do this. I have plenty of friends who I've seen over the years uninstall Twitter, Twitter specifically, along with other social media apps from their phones, because they can be so addictive, and it confines them to using them at home or wherever their computer is. So hopefully that'll help me out. If you guys think that'll help me out as well, consider doing it for yourselves if you're having a similar problem. I think it's going to help me out a lot. And so moving forward, I guess we'll just see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted on Twitter occasionally whenever I get on my computer. But that's one fix. Another fix that I've been meaning to get to, and that I think is really important, spending less time online in general. I've had a very difficult time over the years of not being online. And especially now that I've become much more independent, being online is just something that no one can yell at me for. So I'll be on my computer and I'll be watching videos, like I said before. and then the time will just tick away. I'll go from video to video to video, and an hour later, I still haven't gotten whatever work I need to get done. So that's another huge time sink for me that I think will, if I can cut that out, which hopefully uninstalling apps will help with that, will help a lot moving forward. Then my last fix that I thought of that I thought would be super important as well, getting better, not longer sleep. One of my main issues, that may be an issue for a lot of you guys too, I sleep way too much. I'm not talking the 7 to 8 hours you're supposed to get. Sometimes I'll sleep 10, 11, 12 hours. That's a little too much. It's just a little bit too much. So I want to focus at least over these next 30 days, if not for the rest of the year, if not for all of next year, on getting better, not longer sleep. That means going to bed earlier, but waking up earlier, making sure I get that 7 to 8 hours of sleep, which I think will be a much healthier lifestyle than what I've been doing recently. And I'm hoping that that'll help me out as well. So those are my fixes. If you guys have any fixes that have helped for you, or that you thought of that maybe I didn't, leave them down in the comments below. I think it'd be an awesome discussion point to sort of talk about this. So in terms of inconsistency itself, most of what I've been talking about is for content, talking to you guys through YouTube, through streaming as well. Used to be a more inconsistent thing. Now it's gotten a lot better. But YouTube mainly is what I've been talking about. But there are also other parts of my life that have been inconsistent that I think these fixes and causes are part of. Lack of motivation in school is a huge part. I know a lot of you guys, some of you guys watching, whether you are in school now or have gotten out of school, maybe you're at work, maybe you are older than that, maybe you're retired, and then you don't have to worry about this. But motivation is a huge factor in getting anything done in life. And when you lack motivation, specifically in a part of your life that's pretty important, school is pretty important. As much as people may not want it to be or may hate it over the years, it is pretty important. Learning in general, I think, is pretty important. We're all constantly learning, and school is one of those outlets for learning. And I noticed as some of these problems have arisen over the years, that my lack of motivation to do anything with school has sort of gone down the drain. The less sleep I get, the more time I spend online, the more time I spend scrolling through Twitter, YouTube, whatever, the less motivation I have for school, the less motivation I have to do well in school in particular. Don't get me wrong, I'm still doing fine. Don't worry about it. But it could definitely be a lot better. So that is one inconsistency I sort of want to solve moving forward. Another one is, I've said this before, but I think it's been a while though. A lot of us YouTubers don't really have social lives. And for me, a lot of that is because I'm very inconsistent in how I approach my work, how I approach making content that I enjoy and whatnot. It comes in waves. And because of that, I don't necessarily interact as much with other people as I probably should. I spend, like I said, too much time online, which makes things a lot harder, at least, to then interact with other people. So one of the inconsistencies I want to solve is having a better social life. That's pretty important in general. It may not seem like it right now, but I feel like at least the older you get, the more important having those connections, not just for a business or a work aspect, but as a human being. It is nice to have at least some connections. Doesn't have to be a ton of people. Could be 2 people, whatever it is. Having some connections, some sort of friends that you hang out with, is awesome for the long run, and can really help with your moral spirit, and your, I guess, morale over the years as you move forward in life. So that's something I want to fix as well. And the last thing is sleepiness. This touches on the getting better, not longer sleep that I talked about earlier. But I get sleepy a lot. A lot of it is not because I don't get enough sleep. It's either one, because I get too much sleep, or I just completely zone out because I'm looking at something on my phone or just not paying attention in general. Your mind wanders, you get kind of sleepy, you get kind of bored, you end up falling asleep. So that is one thing I want to solve as well, making sure that I'm not constantly sleepy, that I get enough sleep, that I get good sleep, and that benefits me through the 16, 17, 18 hours a day that I'm awake and working on YouTube, Twitch, school, all that stuff. So what are you guys' tips What are your tips for this? What do you think has helped you in your life? And if you haven't been in this situation, why do you think people are in this situation? You've heard some of my causes, but is there anything else you've heard? Or maybe you are just now realizing that some of these fixes can help you, or that maybe you're just not realizing that you are inconsistent in your life and you do want to fix it. Because obviously, if you're fine with how your life is, you don't need to fix it. But if you are unhappy with some parts of your life, let me know down in the comments below. I always like to hear your guys' feedback. I do always respond to comments as well. I love responding to your guys' comments. And I would love to see your feedback on this in the comments below. In regards to comments as well, completely off topic, it's how we do it here on the WhiteFyr YouTube channel. Comments for videos will resume in episode 10. It's an old thing I used to do in the old series where essentially I would write comments in books and send them every episode. Now they won't be every episode. I'm planning every 5 or so episodes to sort of gather a bunch of comments and answer them at the end of videos. But that's currently my plan. If you guys want to see comment of the day, want to come back, let me know down in the comments below. I am always open to your suggestions for that. I want to see what you guys like and what you think will really spice up the videos as well, because you guys watch this, you guys enjoy this. Hopefully, hopefully you're not just here listening to a monotone voice and hating it. So, if you guys have a certain preference, if you want every single video, if you want it, or if it's fine with every 5 or 10, let me know down in the comment section below. Wow, I'm asking you guys to comment a lot, aren't I? I didn't realize that. Sorry if it's too much. I think we're okay though. Maybe? Possibly? I hope so. Anyways, guys, we've gotten a lot of work done. Let's head back into the world and wrap up today's episode. It's been a good one, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. The river is coming along, guys. It's coming along a lot faster, actually, than I thought it would. We're pretty much done with a lot of the texturing. There's some things I think I want to add in the future. But down here, as you can see, oh boy, first off, this floor, this river, whatever this is right here, that needs to be redone. So we'll redo that at some point. But this little like underpass area, this is exactly what I envisioned. I think it looks superb. But the one thing it could use is, so I have some on me right now to see if we could test it and see if it works. A little bit of color, I think, would go a long way with this build. So I'm going to add a little bit of mossy cobble here. I would add some mossy stone brick or something like that, but I don't really think that's going to work too well. I really don't. So we're going to add some mossy stone brick and see what happens. I added andesite, as you can see. I added cobblestone as well, just to mix some things up and see what worked and see what wouldn't. We could probably add a little more mossy cobble at some point. But I really do like this mossy cobble. It looks superb. Yes. Oh, it's looking so good. I love it. We're going to need more mossy cobble. But if we go through here, yeah, for sure. And what really makes this build, guys, the vines. The vines coming down from the jungle biome into this little area. Perfect. This is exactly what I would want, going from a river that connects all the way over there to all the way over here. Looking great, guys. As always, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of today's episode in general, the talk, all that stuff. I know I haven't done one of those talky episodes in many months, many months. And I know some of you guys did enjoy this. So if you did enjoy the topic, let me know down in the comments below. I'm always eager, superbly eager, I'm very eager to hear your feedback, guys. That's what I'm trying to say. But ladies and gentlemen, that is actually going to end our episode for today. So if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and or are not already subscribed. Anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you later.